that this section will be recorded, just so you know. And so, diving into the program proper, we have with us as our guest speaker, Mr. Orimolade Oluwamuyemi Alessandra. Is our guest speaker, and he is the Marketing and Communications Coordinator, Philanthropies for Microsoft in Middle East Africa, and he also doubles as the Philanthropist Lead for Nigeria and Kenya. Mr. Yemi is responsible for Microsoft social good campaigns, marketing and communications for philanthropies and government affairs to both internal and external audience in the region, as well as managing all philanthropist efforts in Nigeria and Kenya. Prior to joining the philanthropist team, he was Microsoft Nigeria Communications Lead for 5 years, where his key responsibilities included the operational, executional, and tactical implementation of all communications efforts for Microsoft in Nigeria. Yemi, as he is fondly called, is a storyteller, communications specialist with over 13 years of hands-on experience in marketing and communications through functions with a bias for data analytics and visualization. Mr. Yemi has been with Microsoft for 7 years and has served, volunteered, and successfully executed several projects within the organizations. He holds an MBA in marketing and is an avid Arsenal fan, soccer pundit, Nigerian music lover, and he enjoys domestic chores and chess playing. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our guest speaker, Mr. Orimolade Alessandra, as he dissects our topic for discussion, free Microsoft solutions and grants for NGOs. Mr. Emi, you have our audience, please.
Thank you so much. And thanks for the opportunity to be here. And thanks to the audience, thanks the team for putting this together. And I just think we just need to delve into the subject of the day. But for the purpose of, everyone on the call, it will be nice to know, for example, where you are dialing in and, just maybe for starters, just put where you are dialing in, Lagos, Abuja, Soviet Union, it's just, I'm looking at the chat room just to know where you guys are dialing in, so we take it forward from there. Okay, nobody has said anything yet. No one, Ibadan. I can see the Ibadan. Thanks, Henry, for letting us know. Who else again? Let's try to make this very interactive. So thanks a lot, Sunday. I see Lagos. I see Gerald is Lagos. More. Wura is also Lagos. Waiting for more. I still see another Lagos. Ife. I see Ife here. More. Let's see if we can get 2 more. We just hit the road on this. I see PH here. And 1 more, then we move. And thanks, Patrick, Olujide Sheo, Wuraola, Gerald, Falaye, Henry. And of course, I have Ife Dayo, Ife, and Halima, Lagos. So thank you so much, guys. Thanks for that exercise. More Lagos, Abisola, Olabisi, that's Lagos as well. Great. So let's just dive into it. I think it's Godfrey that is helping me with the slide here. So my name is Yemi Orimolade. Just call me Yemi for short. Just to also know that this is not an avatar or a robot speaking. That is actually me there, doing my thing, every now and then. What Mr. Timothy just read out is simply what you have on the screen right now. So I'm a human. I live, work out of Lagos, and just always driving that impact conversation with people who want to impact more. So I think for the conversation for today, there'll be two areas that I'll be speaking on. One is technology for social impact, and the other is skilling. And these are two critical, pillars from a Microsoft standpoint that we support nonprofit with. Most nonprofit in the country today would either be using a generic email, right? Either they are using their Yahoo, they are using their Gmail, they are using Outlook, right? And that doesn't give credence to what you do, because nowadays, when you send that email or you send that your proposal, or when you send in that letter of support, when somebody goes through and he just flips through and he sees a yahoo.com email, they are very, very wary. Okay. There are some of us who, in terms of doing presentation, in terms of storing files, videos, photographs of their impact work, most of you still put it in flash drive, external hard drive, but there are ways you can, help, or you can still store these things using the cloud. Okay. One major issue most nonprofit have is we would always hear, "Oh, I'm a nonprofit," and I said, "Okay, so where is your website?" This either we said, "Oh, our cloud hosting just expired, so our website is down for now." Okay, these are the things that we always experience, or when we have conversations with nonprofit. Another thing that is very key is the work of nonprofit is to drive impact, not necessarily the technology aspect of it. Okay, yours is to drive impact. What Microsoft here is here to do is to enable you with the technology that would make you more productive in driving that impact. So think about it from a standpoint of, let's take the technology issues away from you, right? Let's help you do that for free, and you focus on your impact work. And that is what we call our technology for impact strategy. I'm not going to read much, but what we do, how we help, nonprofit to achieve their mission is obviously providing affordable and accessible technology and tools to help nonprofit of all sizes achieve their mission. And we are not saying you must be a big nonprofit. You could be a 3-man, 5 nonprofit, and we all know nonprofits in the country have a lean team in terms of full staffs, and of course, they leverage a whole lot of volunteers. So irrespective of the size of your nonprofit, there is always a solution to fit every nonprofit, right? So things like you even becoming an eligible Microsoft partner, because it's always interesting when there are opportunities for nonprofits. A lot of nonprofits from this part of the world do not benefit from it. And one of the core reasons is the fact that they are not even partners to Microsoft, and it doesn't cost you to be a nonprofit partner with Microsoft. It just allows you to fill in your details, have your CAC certificate, upload it on your platform, on the platform, and you have a dashboard. And you can now have full access to all these things that I've been talking about, okay? And this includes our cloud, which is Azure, our Dynamics, our M365, which is literally your Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, this communication platform that we are using, OneDrive, SharePoint, you get it for free, okay? And this is what I am going to expose or going to walk you through in terms of everyone here, be it a nonprofit, big or small, on how to access. So that's literally the first aspect of the conversation that we'll have. And these are literally steps, for you to take full advantage of this. And please note that these slides will be shared with you, so that you can literally start accessing these things for free. Okay, I hate to hear whereby I ask a nonprofit to think about it. Maybe you get a grant of $5,000 or $10,000 or $100,000, and you are using part of that $100 to start developing a website, and you start hosting it somewhere in the US, and you pay maybe 1,000 or 500 or 700 or 2,000 for the hosting of that platform. If you had that 2,000, you will use it more to do the impact work that you need to do, right? So Microsoft is going to take that off you and give you that cloud infrastructure for free. So you can host your website. You can also try to build an app and host it on that same cloud platform. That is what we are here to do. So for you to take full advantage of it, it is a 4-stage process. First and foremost, you need to register. We need to do an eligibility validation. Okay, and what does that mean? If you say you are a nonprofit, what are the proofs to say that you are a nonprofit? It's either that you have your CAC certificate that shows that you are a nonprofit, right? It also shows that, oh, this is the name of your nonprofit. This is where you are located. This is where you are situated. At least something to validate that truly you are a nonprofit. Because the truth remains, this is an offer for nonprofits. If you are an organization, SME, enterprise, because you are a profit-making organization, you cannot access something for free. Because you understand. So for nonprofit, we know that you are not making profit, you are driving impact. So for you to have technology and tools, we make it free for you. According to Bill Gates, or Bill G, as we call him internally, his own mission is to ensure that no non-profit across the globe should pay for technology. No non-profit across the globe should pay for technology. It is meant to be free, and that is why we are here. Okay. So when we go through the eligibility validation, you get a notification through an email in 10 days between when you do this whole process. And once immediately you get that notification, then you can access all these things, access everything that you need to access. In fact, there's even LinkedIn for nonprofits. There are so many things that you can access that, we internally, we don't even know. There's GitHub for nonprofits, okay, where you can access everything for free. So most of our most popular nonprofit offers, there are about 4 of them. So for some of us who would start, gone are those days that we always have cracked Microsoft Office tools. Maybe you go to, where's that place, Computer Village, and you tell somebody, make it burn CD for you, okay, burn Excel, PowerPoint, and all that for you. And of course, those are the things that lead to hacking and, fake software. So those days, those eras have gone by. What we have nowadays are software as a service, where everything you do, you can just download it and have access to it, right? And for nonprofits across the globe, we have our M365, which includes all the Office suites, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, everything, Teams, what we are currently using to have this webinar, Exchange. Exchange here means your email. That is, I look forward to a Seun Ayodeji Foundation, okay? So we provide this for you for free. So you can customize your email. You wouldn't be saying sheon@yahoo.com, which could be a little bit a suspect in terms of phishing or somebody who is trying to play a fast one on you. So these services are provided for you, and it's just for you. It is left for you to take full advantage of it. However, you cannot access these things except if you go through that 4 steps that I had told you before. Okay, there is OneDrive. OneDrive here is simply having storage for all your photos, your videos, your documents, where everybody, where everything you have, you can keep in the cloud. You don't need to carry your flash drive, external drive. You understand that obviously someday it might get corrupted. Okay, so you have everything in the cloud. Another thing is SharePoint, whereby we can, collaborate on the go, where we can edit files, where we can work on different files. This is also available for you for free. So it is just for you to take full advantage of you signing up as a nonprofit partner. Another thing now in the world of, and I think this has to do with most of our friends here who are doing measurement and evaluation or demographics or getting data of people that we are trying to, impact. And it depends on what particular area that you're trying to drive impact. We also have Power BI for desktop, which is obviously Microsoft's own solution in driving data analysis. You could do your visualization, you could have very good data gathering, data mining, and of course, you can present it in the best form, okay? And for nonprofit, it is free, it's totally free. So just like I had said, go through the process, and this also comes to you for free. Okay, so if we are counting to say, okay, you have your Word, Excel, PowerPoint for free, you have your Teams for free, you have your emails for free, you have storage for free, you have collaboration for free, which is in SharePoint. Now you also have Power BI, which is more of data analysis, which is more of visualization. You're also getting it for free. Because you are a non-profit, the only thing that I'll tell you is just sign up and have access for it. And please, your data is not collected for the purpose of marketing. Okay, it is free. It is for you to enjoy the benefits of this technology and for you to use it to drive more impact in the different work that you're doing as a nonprofit. Next slide. Then the last two, obviously, is Azure. Azure is Microsoft Cloud Infrastructure. So for most of you who currently have a website and you're paying a company in the US to help you host it, as a nonprofit, you have 3,500 credit worth of Azure every year. So every year, once you are a nonprofit partner, you have $3,500 worth of Azure credit. And when you get to the anniversary, it automatically, how do I call it? It's automatically renewed. So every year you have 3,500. In 2 years, you have 7,000. In 3 years, you have 10,500. Okay. And please, this is not cash. It is cloud infrastructure for you for free. Okay. It is not cash. So if, for example, you have a website and you want to host it, your partners that host this for you in the US, they collect money. This case, you don't need to pay. You already have it for free, and so you can just host your website on that platform. And for some of us who are also building apps, if you have apps you are building that you also want to test, you also have that Azure credit for you to access and use for it as well. So this is free again for you. and it is just left for you to just take full advantage of it. There's also the Power Apps, which is also part of Microsoft technologies that we use to build little products and services. This could be for your internal teams. This could be for monitoring activities your team is doing on the field. It also comes to you for free. And obviously, Dynamics, which is more like the CRM tool for non-profit. But I will not dwell much on the Dynamics because it comes at a fee, and so I won't talk about it, but a highly discounted fee. I'm not here to discuss anything that has money, but just to tell you that all these things are available, and it is for you to take full advantage of it. So from your Word, Excel, PowerPoint, to Teams, to OneDrive, to SharePoint, to Power BI, to Azure, to Power Apps, these things are free for nonprofits, and you can literally take full advantage of it once you just sign up, and bingo, it's all yours in your own tenant or in your own environment. Okay, next slide. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is, so now if the question here is, okay, we now have our tools, we have everything up and running, and we are now on a journey to start creating impact or direct or landing impact in it is now left for us to say, okay, so what next? What next for us to do? What are the next things that we need to do to ensure that we get things up and running? One thing that I don't have yet, which I would also share as additional resource, is you can also go through some training. You can also have links to individuals. So if you're having any challenge in setting up your or setting up or downloading the free software, there are people you can reach out that would help you solve the problem without you paying a dime for it. Okay. So one thing is you having the software. Another thing is for you to pay somebody a service for you to download it. So I would also share post this call resources that you can have, and you can also get free individuals who would guide you on how to do the software downloading and all, and how you can make use of it. The next thing that I want to talk about is skills for employability. I think for us, we all know what had happened through the pandemic. A whole lot of people lost their jobs. A whole lot of people, were not able to be part of the new normal of, having numerous calls. They didn't have the skill sets to even fit into the new world, right? And then Microsoft thought about it and said, okay, you know what? Let's do something different, right? Let's ensure that we have more people who are upskilled with skill sets that are aligned for the post-COVID era. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean it has to be technology inclined. Yes, there are some skills that you need to have that are technology inclined, but more importantly is you have what it takes for you to be relevant. Because one thing is you being relevant in the post-COVID era, which now we are beginning to see that there is a lot of things that will be done virtually. So Microsoft thought about this. We put some data based on the fact that we own LinkedIn, and we try to look at what are the roles that are very key now, and in the next 3 to 5 years, putting into consideration what has happened in COVID that people need to have. Okay, that was one. Two, we also said, you know what, let's talk to LinkedIn, let's talk to GitHub, and let's even talk with our own Microsoft Learn team to create content for these individuals for these skill sets that they need. Okay, most of you would know that for you to access any content on LinkedIn, there is a paywall. That means you need to pay some money for you to access the trainings, right? But for the purpose of this, we have opened it up, right, for you to access it for free. So if you are a nonprofit, if you are either a nonprofit that is also driving skilling or training, this is also a good resource for you to also drive people in your community to go have the right skill sets and the right training. And thirdly, it also gives you employability tools, like how do you prepare for an interview, how to write your CV, what are the questions that you need to look out for when you're going for an interview. And of course, you also have an AI that can do an assessment on the response to your question, when you do a mock interview. And these things are just free that needs to be utilized, okay? And that is where we have. So next slide, let's go in, because you'll be asking, so what are these skill sets? There are 10 in all. And if you look at what you have on your screen now, these are skill sets that covers varied areas, both technical and non-technical. For those of us that were looking at the screen, if you notice, there are 3 courses that are darkened, that is more black than gray. Those are the only technical courses that you have there, while every other one there is non-technical. So be it customer service, digital marketing, financial analyst, graphic designer, and the likes. These are all free content that you can access on LinkedIn for free. Okay, I'm saying it for free. Same thing for data analyst, same thing for network administrator, and same thing for software developer. These are just free. Although you need to burn your credit, or you need to burn your internet, or your internet service provider would benefit from that. But one thing I can guarantee you of is that this content is free of charge. You don't need to pay for anything for you to access it. Okay. But I need to call out 3 things, let me say 2 things. So for those who would want to start that technical journey in data analyst, network administrator, and software developer, when you go through the training on LinkedIn, there is a potential of you going to write a certification exam, because when you have a certification badge, it shows that you have expertise in this field. Okay. So what we have done, and again, it is optional, but it only positions those individuals who want to go on that journey of being a technical person. Nowadays, there is that more technical skill sets that are required in the world today. So what happens here is simple. Once you finish the training on LinkedIn Learning, you have an opportunity to go for the certification exam, which normally would cost you close to $100 or $120. But for the purpose of this has been crashed to $15, which is more of the service charge of the third party managing it. If you are a nonprofit and you feel that you have young people that you want them to access this, we can make you a partner for you to buy the how do I call it, the vouchers for these individuals to write the exams write the exams on these 3 technical courses. So yeah, I think that's it there. And it's also available in English, French, Spanish, and German for anyone who is not comfortable in English, but he's interested in the 3 other languages. So this is available today. I had already mentioned these 3 technical courses. This is available till we launched this in June 30th, 2020, and this would run up to June 30th, 2022. So we have like 6 months more to benefit from this particular initiative. I think that's it. Next slide. Yeah, so just like I said, 74% percent of individuals who earn certification says it helps them to accomplish more goals, and it shows that employers, job seekers, have the skills for the in-demand role. So for the technical certification courses, that is what you have there. For the fundamentals, you have Office 365, Azure, Dynamics 365. For the role-based areas, you have things like certification in data analyst, Teams administrator, Azure security engineer as an associate, and all. So just like I said, naturally it will cost you close to $100, but for the purpose of this is crashed down to about $15. So if you're interested, we can talk about it, or you can inform the organizers and they reach out to me, and would go through this. This is just the one pager that summarizes everything, and for you to just have the entire access to everything, the discounted certification for nonprofit, how you want to go through it and all. One thing that I did not put here, which I'm going to share right now in the group, is literally where you can access the link to access the content. I'm going to put that right now on the chat room so everybody can have access to it. Just like I said, it is on LinkedIn. It is on LinkedIn. Yeah, it is opportunity.linkedin.com, right? Yep. If you check, I have already dropped it there for anyone. Hold on, please. Let's check the chat room. I think that should be it from my side. Thank you very much. So please note, for you to access the technologies, I will drop, the procedure is already there, but I can, if there's any other information you require, trust me, I'm ready to share that information with you. And if you are ready to access the training, I've just dropped the link on the chat room here for anyone who wants to take full advantage of that. I think for now, let me pause if there are questions, or hand over to Mr. Timothy if there are any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yemi, for that wonderful presentation. Well broken down to our understanding. There are so many things that I thought that I knew about these issues around the tools that you have discussed, that I now have a better understanding of it. I'm sure that our audience also has kind of additional knowledge to what they had and how best they can make use of those tools. Once again, thank you. And if we have any question now, and Mr. Yemi is still very much around with us, you can drop your question on the chat, then we can read it out, and he can provide answers or even explanation to whatever questions that you might have. So feel free to drop the question on the chat, so that we can direct those questions to Mr. Yemi. And also, if you need a further explanation to what he has presented to his presentation, or any questions around what he has presented, you have the floor now. You can as well go ahead and ask that question. For me, Mr. Yemi, what if why? Okay, let me take this question before. The question is from Mr. Erin Aderibigbe. He said, my question is, will the slides include the link for accessing all the goodies he mentioned? Well, that he has mentioned. Mr. Yemi, can you please quickly respond to that? I think that you mentioned that. Mr.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it is included. It is already included in the slides.
Yes.
But I can literally reshare it, but it's already included in the slide. In fact, let me do this. Let me do this quickly. I'm typing something in the chat room. I just want to be sure that I'm getting the right thing. Yeah, so that's my email.
Great.
That's it.
Great. So
No.
we have
No,
no?
so
Okay.
I'm not using my glasses. That is why. So I knew that there was something wrong in that email.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So that's my email. If there's uh, anything at all that you want to know, that have said, that have mentioned, that you require further clarity, just drop me an email and I would respond to you, even though that the slides will be shared with everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Yemi, for that. And someone here is also talking about a link that should be reshared, that the one sent is not directing to an active page.
Not to an active page. Okay, not a problem. I'll reshare that again with you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. So feel free, please, to drop your question, and you can as well drop the question as we go on in this program. If Mr. Yemi cannot take that, we are surely going to take it at the end of this webinar. This webinar is hosted by the Nigerian Network of NGO in partnership with One Foundation. Now, talking about, yeah, okay, it's not a question. Now, I know some of us, or many of us, would have heard about giving.ng. And what do they do? What is it all about? Well, let me invite Mrs. Olakpeju Ibekwe for to tell us what giving.ng is all about. Ms. Ibekwe, are you there, please?
Yes, I'm here, sir. I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for joining us for this session, the first webinar like this we're having in 2022. And thank you, Mr. Yemi, for such a very insightful presentation. We're definitely going to work together this year for some of the projects you have highlighted. Now, Giving.ng is Africa's first free crowdfunding platform. We provide crowdfunding solutions for you, and we're also the only crowdfunding platform in Africa that gives grants. Notably, if you go to our Twitter handle, one of the social impact influencers in Nigeria, Proco Doctor, actually just got a grant from us last week, $500,000. It's going to be, because this month is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and it's going to be executing a project in that light. So we're here to support you. I'm sure for those that are here that have been attending our webinars, you already know a lot about what we do. But because I don't want to take our time, we can visit this URL, www.giving.ng, and you can click on the FAQ on the website. You can register as a registered organization, as an NGO, or you can register as an individual. So you can explain Giving.ng as being GoFundMe for Nigeria, but we do more than GoFundMe. We provide free services, and not just only free services, we also provide grants to support, we call them finishing grants, to support your social impact project. So we're expecting everyone on this call to register on giving.ng and join us as we work together to solve the challenges and the poverty issues we have in our dear country, Nigeria. I must mention that we actually had people register from over 7 countries for this webinar today. We had people register from Somalia, Sudan, Kenya, Liberia, UK, Canada, just because of the wonderful session we propose to have. Like Mr. Yemi has assured us, we're all going to get the slides. And there's going to be a post-event link for feedback that will be put in the chat now. Please, if you want to know more about Giving.ng, and sorry, I didn't mention Sterling Cares. Sterling Cares is a solution we came up with in partnership with the Nigerian Network of NGOs also, and Sterling Bank. It is Africa's first free banking solution for non-profit organizations. You can't find that kind of solution anywhere else in Africa, and we debuted it. What does it mean, free banking? It means you never have to pay any charges ever again for all your financial transactions. So if you raise funds and you raise 10 million naira, you will be able to use the 10 million naira for your social impact project. If any fees are collected, there will probably be telco fees for SMS and maybe the legal search collected by CAC. Apart from those two, when it comes to transactional banking charges, nothing of the sort. So you can also indicate if you're interested in Sterling Cares account, and we'll work with our partners to make sure that that happens for you. And we look forward to onboarding you both on giving.ng and on Sterling Cares to reduce your cost and increase your revenue in 2022. We also hope you would leverage the solutions shared by Mr. Yemi to ensure that most of your staff are digital ready and ready for the future of work. At this point, I'd like to say thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, I'm available to take them. Thank you, Mr. Timothy. I hereby hand over the virtual microphone to you.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Ibekwe, for that. And we've all heard this all. They're giving.ng. You can visit their website, www.giving.ng. All that you need to know is on that website, and they are easily accessible. Yes, you can reach them also via that website. Wow, I have enjoyed myself, learned so many things from the first presentation up to additional information that we had from giving.ng. And like the presenters did mention, that our work is to impart the lives of common man. And we live in an age or a time when we have this scarce resources. So the little that we have, we don't want to be putting it on something that we can easily get for free. So why not take advantage of these opportunities that we have now, focus on the impact, and leverage on the so many opportunities that Microsoft, the tools that Microsoft is offering, and also take advantage of the vital information that giving.ng has mentioned now. I thank every one of us that have created their time to be part of this webinar, and I'm very sure that you would have taken one or two things as a take home to look on how you can effectively use those tools in building positively your organization. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you all again in other webinar where we also discuss more important talk that will have positive impact on your organization. So from me, once again, my name is Timothy from Nigerian Network of NGO. So bye from my hand here. Bye-bye.
Bye all.
Thank you, Mr. Timothy. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.